Good morning, students. Here in this module, we are going to revise or discuss the chapter Story of Village Palampur. This is the chapter 1 of your economics book. So let us begin, student. Overview of the village. So here some information about the village. The purpose of the story. This story of village Palampur, is to introduce some basic concepts relating to production, and this we do through a story of hypothetical village called Palampur. So this village Palampur is a hypothetical village, means imaginary village. In real, you may not find this village in actual, but similar to that village Palampur, the different resources, the information you may get in a particular area, especially the western Uttar Pradesh. Farming is the main activity in village Palampur, where several other activities such a small a small scale manufacturing, dairy, transport, etc. are carried out on a limited scale. So along with the farming activity, these dairy, mm, small scale manufacturing, where in small scale manufacturing mainly the jaggery making kind of work is done, pottery making, dairy farming, and transport activities, transporting the goods and people on a limited scale, not a large scale. These production activities need various types of resources: natural resources, man-made items, human efforts, money. So these different things are required while running such production activities. So introduction to the village. Palampur is well connected with neighboring villages and towns. So by the different road network, this village is connected to the neighboring village and towns. Raiganj, a big village, is 3 kilometers from Palampur, connected with the road. An all-weather road connects the village to Raiganj. All-weather road means that concrete roads you can see. And further on to the nearest small town of Shahpur. Many kinds of transports are visible on these roads, starting from bullock carts, tangas, bogies, wooden cart drawn by buffaloes, loaded with jaggery, gur, and other commodities to motor vehicles like motorcycle, jeep, tractors, and trucks. This village has been about 450 families belonging to several different castes. The 80 upper caste families own the majority of land in the village. So land distribution, by this you can understand, that is not equal, not proper. Out of 450 families, the 80 upper caste families own the majority of land. That shows there is improper distribution of land. Their houses, some of them quite large and made of brick with cement plastering. So pakka house you can say. The SC Dalits, scheduled caste Dalit, comprise one third of the population and live in one corner of the village and in much smaller houses, some of which are of mud and straw. So mud and straw you can understand that huts are there. So one third population of the village is belonging to scheduled caste Dalits, and they are living in one corner of the village and having very small houses. Most of these houses have electric connections. So the number of different houses available in the village are connected with electric connection, means have electric connection, means they are using electricity in the village. So this is an example. Here you can see how these are the facility available in the village. Electricity powers all the tube wells in the field and is used in various type of small business. Palampur has two primary schools, one high school also there, two primary school and one high school. There is a primary health center run by government and one private dispensary where the sick are treated, means the sick people are treated. The description above shows the Palampur has fairly well developed system of road, transport, electricity, irrigation, schools and health care. These all are the most important infrastructural facilities required for development of any region. And compare these facilities with those in your nearby village. So you can understand how developed your region is there. The story of village Palampur, an imaginary village, will take us through the different types of production activities in the village. So the different types of production activity will understand in this story of village Palampur. In villages across India, the farming is the main production activity. Of course, you know that India is the mainly dependent on farming activity. So main production activity in India is the farming. The other production activities referred to as non-farm activities include a small manufacturing, transport, shopkeeping, etc. We shall take a look at both these types of activities after learning a few general things about production. So what are these? Means about these different manufacturing activity will discuss after understanding some basic concepts of production activities. Let us see the organization of production, mainly the factors of production. The aim of production is to produce the goods and services that we want. Any kind of production activity is going on, whether it is production of goods or production of service. They are trying to produce or provide service the type which we want. So there are four requirements of production of goods and services. First requirement is land. So this land is required first, and other natural resources such as water, forest and minerals. These are also part of this land. Second requirement is labor. That is people who will do the work. By the figure you can understand. Land is that generally the part of land over which we do any kind of economic activity, whether we do the farming work, whether we construct roads, buildings, hospitals, hotels, whatever, that all require land. And the people required to do to perform the different activities of production of good and services. Some production activities require highly educated workers to perform the necessary tasks. So there will be skilled and unskilled laborers required. Other activities require workers who can do manual work. So manual work means less skilled work required here. So skilled and unskilled, like a worker in an industry, of course, need to have better kind of training to operate the different machines in the industry. And there only some people will be required in farming activities, on construction site, who needs to just provide their manual labor work. Each worker is providing the labor necessary for the production. Labor is that workforce required, that effort required. And the person who provide labor, that is laborer. The third requirement is the physical capital. That is the variety of inputs required at every stage during production. So what are the items that comes under physical capital? Tools, machines and buildings. By the figure you can see tools, machines and buildings. Not here given, but here see the concept of this. Tools and machines range from very simple tools such as farmer's plow to sophisticated machines such as generator, turbines, computers. These all come in the tools and machine building part. Tools, machines, building can be used in production over many years, and that is why these are called fixed capital. Fixed means they provide their service for number of years. Raw material and money in hand. So production require a variety of raw materials such as yarn used by the weavers and the clay used by the potter. So these raw materials are required every time a newer raw material. So that way raw materials are consumed after every use. And also some money is always required during the production to make payment and buy other necessary items. Payment to the workers, to the laborers, to the raw material providers and to buy necessary other things. So raw material and the money in hand are called working capital, which are required at every stage of production in a new form. So unlike tools, machines and building, these are used up in production. There are fourth requirement too. Earlier we discussed three requirements. Here fourth one is, so you will need knowledge and enterprise to be able to put together land, labor and physical capital and produce an output either to use yourself or to sell in the market. So that knowledge and enterprise which you require to combine all these three factors of production, land, labor and capital, that is the fourth requirement. And this these days this is called human capital. Another word is also used, entrepreneur or enterprise you say. Every production is organized by combining land, labor, physical capital and human capital, so which are known as factors of production. Wherever whichever kind of production of goods and service is done, that require all these four factors of production. Without these, production not possible. Now this is time to discuss homework of students. Question number 1 from the exercise you have to do, as all these details are being asked in the question, and from the chapter from this module also you can get these information. And extra questions are here. These two extra questions has been given here. State the four factors of production along with their definition and example. So all the four factors, land, labor, capital and human capital, you have to that capital again divided into category fixed and working capital. All these definition along with example you have to write, and then differentiate between fixed and working capital. Their difference you have to write. So these questions are today's homework, and please complete these homework today only. So we'll meet in the next module. Till then, bye bye students. Thank you. Have a nice day.